Hi everyone, it's Sarah from Little Rockers Radio here. Today I'm sitting down with a community champion from PANDA, Perinatal Anxiety and Depression Australia. And the reason that we're sitting down today is Mother's Day is just around the corner, and I thought it would be a great chance to have a conversation about how we can feel, or many people can feel, in the lead up to Mother's Day. When we have children, or before we have children, we have this beautiful picture of sitting in a rocking chair with our lovely newborn babies, and everything's perfect and we look fabulous and the baby is fabulous, and we all know once we become mums that that's not really the reality. So today I'm sitting down with Stefanie, who is a community champion from PANDA. How are you, Stefanie?
I'm very well, thanks, Sarah.
That's good. Now, you've been through a journey and you've used PANDA's services.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what your story and what you've been through?
Sure. So I guess my journey started when my son was born. So I had a really great pregnancy and felt really well, did my whole birth plan, had everything, that I thought,
You needed?
that I needed. And then I guess when my son was born, I had, when it came to the delivery, there were a few complications, and so I ended up having a longer recovery than what I had initially expected. And that was really hard for me because I guess I thought I would not bounce back right away, but be able to do the things that I needed to do for my son. So I guess it came to about 8 months where I started to actually physically feel better, and then I realized that I was feeling a bit depressed and anxious. I had a lot of anxiety, and I think I thought when I was physically unwell that was just normal and part of it, and then as I started to get better, I realized this is probably something that is a little bit more than just the baby blues. Yes. So I actually didn't get help until my son was about 1, because it was very difficult for me, I think, to, even though I acknowledged and I think I knew and my family were concerned that there were some issues, it was very hard for me to, I guess, acknowledge that, maybe there is something
wrong.
Something wrong.
And sorry to interrupt, the interesting thing there is that you actually had a background in mental health as well, didn't you?
Absolutely. So I have studied psychology, have a background in mental health, and I still found it difficult to, I guess even admit it in a sense. I think, as a mom, I mean, speaking for myself, you want to feel like you're doing everything right, that, this is all just part of it, and I think that is an element of it, but this had got to the point where it was probably a little bit more than that.
Right.
So, I ended up calling PANDA, I knew about PANDA through, just my work in mental health. I ended up calling them because they were actually the first people that were right there for me. I mean, it's a number that you can call to get support right away, whereas some of the other supports take a bit longer to access, like if you needed to see a psychologist or a counselor or a psychiatrist if you needed medication. So that was something where I felt they were very supportive. I could call them. They followed up with me, which was great. Sometimes you feel lost in a lot of that, but PANDA was definitely there.
Okay.
So they were a great support in the initial stages.
And you're so right, because it's a hotline that you can just pick up and call at any time. Well, within certain hours.
Yes, so they're not 24 hours, but they are there for you.
So and you say you had the background obviously in mental health, and that your family knew that there was something wrong. What were some of the signs or some of the symptoms, or what were you feeling to sort of to be able to say to yourself, this is probably not normal? So I myself knew, I think, like I said, that something was not right. I think the initial signs for me started off with the anxiety, where I would just, I actually didn't want to be in my own home. It was funny, my house became things that I got worried about, like whether or not, it was almost like obsessive thoughts around, are things safe, just random things like, is there paint in our house that's going to hurt my son? Are there things? So it became like obsessive around that. And I think everybody's different, where the obsessions can be different, related to different things.
and to the point where I didn't want to go home. I was crying quite frequently, where the anxiety then led into a depression, I think, because I just felt so out of control in my thoughts.
Yes.
Which for me was unusual. I wasn't really interested in a lot of the things that I was previously doing or interested in. And I did enjoy still being with my son, but the crying, I felt sick a lot of the times. Every morning I would feel as though I couldn't get up in the morning.
Yeah.
I couldn't just start the day.
Yes.
And I would want to just stay in bed, and that is just not like
not
me.
you.
I'm a go person. I have a lot of energy.
Yes.
And I think I knew something was wrong. My husband noticed that something was not right. My family is in the US, so I have a really supportive family here with his family and sisters, so they were amazing, but it took a lot for me to say, I need help, I need you to come over, or I need you to take my son so that I can have time for myself, and I need time to be able to go to the doctor to get these things for myself. So that was a huge step, I think, to especially, my mom was very far away, and I think, not having that support, there may be other people out there who, their families aren't here, or maybe their families are in a different state, or for whatever reason, and it's very difficult when you're,
don't have that.
when you don't have that, and like I said, I'm very fortunate to have support here, because I can't imagine if I didn't have that, how hard that would be, and how difficult it would have been, So those were just some of the signs for me. Again, they differ for everybody, but I think, if you notice it going on and lingering on for a longer period of time, the baby blues is a shorter period usually, and sometimes that will shift. I think if you notice it for a bit longer, I think it's something to talk about.
Just to reach out. And ask for help. I'm sitting here with Terri Smith, the CEO of PANDA. Hi Terri, how are you?
I'm very well.
That's good. Now, following on from the conversation that I had with Stefanie, I wanted to catch up with Terri just to find out a little bit more about perinatal anxiety and depression. And it is more common than we think, isn't it?
It's an extremely common illness. We know that at least 1 in 7 mums will be impacted by perinatal anxiety or depression. So it's important to remember that we're talking about right from the start of pregnancy, not just the period after birth.
Yes. And it's also quite common for dads as well, isn't it?
It's surprisingly common for dads, and that's even more a well-kept secret, I think, that we know that roughly 1 in 10 dads after the birth of the baby will experience an anxiety or depression, and that can be really serious illness. We're not talking about just some bad days here. We're talking about something that is an illness that can really benefit from people understanding what's happening and getting some help as soon as possible.
Yes. And Mother's Day, we spoke a little bit about Mother's Day with Stefanie this morning. It is just around the corner, and it can be a particularly difficult time for some, can't it?
Yeah, look, it absolutely can. Of course, it's a great thing to celebrate the amazing role of women and mums in our community, but for some it can be a bit of a focus on just how difficult this is. So if depression or anxiety in that perinatal period often means that mums can't be just the mum they want to be. We know they're always being the best mum they can be. We know from our helpline conversations every day that the women we talk to just are really committed to being great mums, and we'll often say to someone, but you're being a good mum. Calling us today is you being the best mum you can be. But it can be hard in this world. We have lots of expectations on mums, and we have lots of expectations about the world being a great place. Sometimes it can be tough for a while. So we always encourage women to cut themselves a bit of slack. Understand that it is a really difficult time. I don't think anyone experiences that early motherhood as a really, really easy time. It's challenging. We know mothers aren't born when the baby is. It's something that we all grow into, you learn to do. But if you add that layer of anxiety or depression, it's going to be extra hard.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say one of the things that I learnt when I first became a mum was just to drop my standards across the board. So to I think drop the expectations on yourself as well, and just be fair to yourself and be kind to yourself as well, which is really important.
I think they're great principles.
And it's easy to say, it's not necessarily so easy to do. If people are struggling, how can they seek help?
Yeah, look, there's a couple of things I'd suggest. I'd say first up, have a look at PANDA's website, panda.org.au. One of the really important things on the website, there's really good information, but also there's lots of terrific stories from other women who've been there, who survived it, and they're there to tell the tale. And in fact, I think they're really strong messages of hope and really helping to understand that you can get through this.
Yes.
The website, sometimes that's enough, and it might be a conversation with your GP, it might help you have a conversation with your partner. But we also have a national helpline that we run, so that's a Monday to Friday helpline, 1300 726 306, and the team on the helpline, there's nothing they haven't heard. They've heard every story, and no matter how dark those stories are, you might be feeling some experiences that you never ever thought that you would feel, but they're not unusual for us.
So all of the information is on the website at www.littlerockersradio.com.au. All of the links through to the PANDA website and the helpline, etc., are all there as well. Thank you for your time today.
It's a pleasure. Thanks so much.
To come out and meet with you and talk to Stefanie and get some awareness out there.
Oh, we really appreciate you helping us spread this really important message.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.